What's up, you guys? Welcome to session number 97 here on YouTube. We have some news for you today. We have stocks rising as Wall Street awaits details from the U.S.-China trade talks, guys. So there is progress here with China as far as a trade deal happens. And if we could get this, guys, if we could get a trade deal with China, a really good one, we could see all-time highs here soon, guys. So that's something to keep in mind. We obviously saw, what, the market did once that 90-day pause happened. Now we're in the process of making a better one. So here we are. Stocks rose on Monday as President Donald Trump's officials met with their Chinese counterparts in an effort to resolve trade issues between the two economic giants. The S&P 500 adding 0.3%, while the NASDAQ composite climbed nearly 0.4%. The Dow gained 106 points, or 0.4%. So here we go. Officials from the U.S. and China held talks on Monday today in London with U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and Trade Representative Jameson Greer, representing the U.S. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett, told CNBC on Monday that the U.S. was seeking confirmation that China would restore critical mineral exports. So that is new, guys. The purpose of the meeting today is to make sure they're serious, to literally get handshakes and get this thing behind us, Hassett told CNBC Squawk Box. Our expectation is that immediately after the handshake, any export controls from the U.S. will be eased and the rare earths will be released in volume, and then we can go back to negotiating smaller matters. The talks come after Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping held a lengthy phone call last week. Last month, the two countries agreed to temporarily cut tariffs while trade negotiations proceeded. Shares of several semiconductor stocks rose today. Qualcomm jumped more than 4% after the chipmaker announced it will acquire semiconductor firm Alphawave for $2.4 billion. Shares of AMD, one of the stocks we watch, and Texas Instruments each added more than 4%, while Nvidia shares tick higher. Alibaba gained 2% as well. So this news is really positive for the market, and hopefully we could get a deal here soon, guys. Investors are taking bullish trades today on China large cap and U.S. semiconductor stocks, which are both beneficiaries of the U.S.-China trade talks, said Larry Tentarelli, chief technical strategist for Blue Chip Daily Trend Report. We also had Apple, guys, WWDC Developers Conference today. Shares are down 1.5 as company held the conference today, during which it announced its first new iPhone operating system redesign since 2013, guys. That is big for Apple. And I watched the whole thing today when I was at the gym doing cardio, and they are redoing everything, guys. Not redoing, they're amping up, I should say, a lot of the Apple apps and integrating AI, Apple Intelligence, ChatGPT, bunch of stuff that we want Apple to do, guys. We need Apple to start taking AI seriously here. So Apple investors, it's baby steps, but we're getting there. Inflation data is expected to be a key topic later in the week. The latest consumer price index is due this Wednesday, followed by producer price index on Thursday, guys, PPI. Traders will be looking for clues as to how the current tariff rates are flowing through the economy. Monday's moves come after all three of the major indexes notched their second straight winning week, guys. The S&P on Friday closed above 6,000, guys. So that was, a major milestone for the S&P. We'll check that here in a minute here. for the first time since February 21, and is now less than 3% away from its record closing high. So we'll see if we get there. With the S&P 500 closing above 6,000 for the first time since February, stocks are effectively looking through the current tariff uncertainty into a more stimulative economic climate, said Richard Saperstein, Chief Investment Officer of Investment Advisor Practice Treasury Partners. So, CNBC live updates, guys. So we're really waiting, to see if there's progress made with China, guys. That is the big news, and stocks tend to be bullish today on that news. Hopefully, we could get a trade deal here with China very soon. That'll really pump the market to really, get peace with China. And this trade war has been crazy, guys, and hopefully that'll motivate us to start doing more trade deals with hopefully the EU, India, Japan, and other major countries, guys. And then we had the Apple conference today. That was a big part of today's news. And yeah, guys, so that is pretty much the news for today. I'll leave that in the description below here. Let's go check out SPX, S&P 500. We have it at a 65 RSI level. We are above that 6,000 range here, 6,019 for SPX. We look at the iShares SPY. If we could go there. We see it, really at a 601.03 here. This is the main S&P 500 ETF that we follow. 63 RSI level, that's close to near highs here, or close to overbought values at a 70. So 63 we're sitting at, and we have the accounts, the Mogul Fellows Mogul 30 account. We have at 27,095 here. Total market value 10,438. Cash balance 16 here, 16.6. If you're part of the Discord, guys, you see this every day as trade alerts, and you see weekly check-ins. You see a bunch of different stuff regarding Mogul 30 and our long-term portfolio, the Mogul Pod, guys. We're starting to put a paywall on it, guys. We're starting to put a paywall, so last chance, very last chance to get founding member status in the Discord, still on our website. If you wanted to go over mogulpills.com and check out membership, go all the way down and get that last get the founding member status before we get rid of that, and that's going to be here soon. I think we're only gonna probably last a couple more weeks, I would say. Could be less. Really just depends how the progress we make with our payment and paywall. We're going to be doing our payments on WAP, and you'll be able to get VIP status on WAP. You can still join the Discord for free, but you don't get access to all the channels like you would right now if you join. So you got to join now. And then all the private channels will be paywalled, and to get the VIP, Mogul's VIP role, you would have to pay. So that's going to be coming here soon. All right, moving on, guys. We wrote down everything we want to buy and sell today and trim. So let's go ahead and do our, let's go ahead and profit first here, guys. So let's go ahead and we're going to sell out of some positions here. Airbnb is listed first here. We have it at a 70 overbought level here. Let's write this down. Airbnb, we have it at a 129.51 average price. So we're going to sell out of Airbnb, this fractional position here. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, what did we get filled at? So we got filled at 139.33. We had 0.73104 shares. we multiply the difference here, guys. Or sorry, subtract the difference. 139 minus 129, 51. And then you multiply that by our, what we had. So guys, $7.17, not a whole lot, but it was in overbought levels, and we just had to, liquidate. And then we're gonna add more deals. So that's the first sell. We are also gonna be selling out of Google here. Let's go ahead and do Google. We have a fractional share with Google here. So 70 overbought levels, guys, overbought levels. Let's go ahead and write down our average price. 160.16. All right, let's go ahead and get out of Google here. Wait for this to come back down to be able to add back in. All right. 176.12. I think that's $16. It's 3 cents. Let's double check here. 176 minus 160 here. Yeah, $15.96, and then you multiply that by how much we had here, 65886. So $10 on that one. We'll take it. All these stocks we're gonna get, we're gonna sell out of to put in more deals. We're building this cash position up to really get more deals here, and that will be here soon, that we're going to be adding a lot of buys here. So that is another sell. And then our next one's going to be Tempest AI, guys. We have it at a 67 RSI level here. We have 4 shares at 54.44 average price. Let's go ahead and sell 4 shares of Tempest. All right, 67.86. All right, that's 13.42. We had 4 of these bad boys. Boom, $53.68. So that is all the sells today. So we got to add 3 stocks back to the lower third here, but we're not done trimming, guys. Or sorry, we're not done selling. We're going to start trimming now instead of selling out of these positions. Let's go ahead now and trim Archer, guys. Archer is pumping here at a 69 RSI level. So let's go ahead and do Archer. We're going to sell 31 shares of Archer here. And we have it at a 9.24 average price. Let's go ahead and sell 31 shares of Archer just to make it a good even number for us. 50 shares will be left with. So 31 shares here. All right, we're back down to 50. What did we get filled at here? 1127. So 1127. Subtract our average cost here. $2.03. multiplied by 31, $62.93. All right, we're moving along here, guys. We're, back down under 10K market value. We have a hefty cash balance. Everything is, just like we saw on the S&P 500, everything is going into overbought levels, and we are getting a good cash position going. But we do want to, get into the market because not everything is overbought. So, all right, so now we are going to be doing Disney here at a 65 RSI level. We're going to trim 2 of these guys. Have it at 176. Let's go ahead and trim 2 of these. Disney. All right, 115.48. Around $30 we made there. Let's do calculate, just see exactly what we need or what we got here. 115.48. Subtract the average cost here. Boom. Multiply by 2. Boom. 29.44. All right. Now we are going to be trimming the last one, guys. It's either between Uber or Disney, or sorry, Uber or Palantir. Let's see what we want to trim. So Uber 67 or Palantir. I think it's going to be Uber, guys. We have it at 67, almost 70 overbought levels. Palantir is right at 59. So yeah, let's go ahead and do, let's see here. Yeah, let's do 2 shares. Trim 2 shares at Uber. Let's write down our. All right, 78.49. Average price. Let's go ahead now, trim 2 shares. All right, we're back. Uber is back down to a fractional position. We got filled at 87.58. 87.58. All right, so now let's do some calculation here. 87.58. Subtract 78, our average price. Whoops. Let's redo this. 87.58. Subtract 78, our average price here. $9.09. We had 2 shares we sold. 18 profit on Uber. So let's go ahead and calculate what we are trimming. So let's go ahead and calculate the profits. We had Airbnb, only a $7.17 profit on that, plus our Google trim, $10.51. We had the Tempest AI, that was $53.68, and that is a 71.36. We sold all 3 of those out of the portfolio today. So $7.17 for Airbnb, Google $10.51, Tempest AI $53.68, $71.36 we made from those positions. Now for the trims, we add our Archer 62.93 profit. Boom, that brings us to 134.29. Then you add our 29.44 Disney trim, and then you add our Uber 18.18 trim, That brings the grand total profit of 181.91 that we trimmed out, sold and trimmed out today, guys. So 181.91 will be going to the Mogul pot for long-term positions and other club activities. But yeah, guys, so now we need to, since we got out of 3 positions here, we need to add 3 more. So let's go ahead and do that. So we already know what we're gonna add back in. That is Hood, guys. Hood came down because of S&P 500. I guess they were gonna go into the S&P. Let's make sure that's right. So let's see if we could find something, a news article on that. I don't see anything, but I think something in the news came out saying that they were not going to be included in the S&P. Something that some news like that. So let's go ahead and remove news here. All right, so let's go ahead and add $100 of Hood. We're gonna do just 1 share, guys, because it's at a 71 below $100 buy price. So let's go ahead and just do 1 share of Hood, adding at a 54. It's at 54, not completely where we would want it to be, but it's at a 54, right above fair value range. So adding Hood back to the Mogul 30, as we sold out of it some time ago. So let's now add the other one, that is going to be Broadcom, guys. Broadcom is in under fair value range. Let's go ahead and add $100 into Broadcom. All right, moving along. And the next one that we're going to add back to the Mogul 30 from our Mogul 50 watch list is Home Depot, guys. So let's go ahead and buy some Home Depot, which never fails us. We see that under fair value range there on the RSI indicator. Boom. All right, so those are the 3 we added, guys. Robinhood, Broadcom, and Home Depot back to the Mogul 30. Now, guys, let's do some other buys that we want to add to positions, and we want to look at Apple, guys. Apple had their developers conference today, and we see this decline here, and it's a good time to start adding into Apple, guys, to start really building a position into Apple. And we have it at a 200 level there. Let's go ahead and buy $100 worth of Apple here. Boom. Buying some Apple. We also want to get into some Lulu. We see Lulu at a 23 RSI level, under oversold values. Let's go ahead and buy some Lulu. All right, and then Tesla, guys. Tesla, we want to add back, keep adding to our trading position while we see it back to this 200-day moving average. It got smacked hard from the Elon Trump feud. That is kind of settling. We have some issues still. Trump doesn't want to talk to Elon, stuff like that. Trump's too busy doing the China deal and other stuff. He's got the whole LA stuff that he's dealing with right now as well, with ICE and protests, riots, and stuff like that. But we have Elon really coming out supporting Trump with the whole LA stuff, so that's progress towards their relationship. But we have Tesla also getting downgraded by some companies as well, some banks, but Tesla, still as a trading position or trading stock, it's really a good trading stock, especially if you buy it when it's in under fair value range and oversold levels, especially. And it's also a great long-term stock for us. We have our Tesla to Mogul program in our Mogul pot. You got to be a VIP member to be able to see our long-term portfolio, where all our profits go to. In that whole case study, guys, with our Tesla to Mogul program and our long-term position. But we are going to be adding into Tesla here at a 37 RSI level. We want to keep adding into this while it's at a 300 range here. We saw it shot up to a 367, almost a 400. But this is a gift to us, guys, at a 300. And if it keeps going down, we'll keep adding to it. It's better for our long term too if it keeps going down. But all right, let's get into $100 into Tesla, build that position up, our trading position. And then we also want to buy 2 more. We're gonna do Berkshire Hathaway, guys. We see a decline. I think that's because of Warren Buffett really retiring after this year, but we see a 41 RSI level under fair value range. Let's do $100 into Berkshire Hathaway here. Boom. And then last but not least, Costco, guys. Let's go ahead and add some Costco. We see it in almost oversold levels at a 34 RSI level, guys. Let's add into Costco. Never fails us. Costco is a freaking brute force when it comes to trading. And we see this consistent uptrend here, but now we see it back down to the 200-day, reaching that. So, all right, guys. So that is pretty much session number 97. We trimmed, it looks like we sold out of 3, added 3, and then we added some buys, and then we trimmed some stocks, made that grand total of $181 today and 91 cents. That was from Airbnb, Google, Tempest AI, those were the sell out of the Mogul 30, and then we also trimmed Archer, Disney, and Uber, bring it to the 181.91. We added Hood, Robinhood back to the Mogul 30. We added Broadcom back to the portfolio, and then Home Depot, and then we also added to our Apple position, Lulu position, Tesla position, Berkshire Hathaway position, and then Costco position, guys. So that is our session number 97. We're still waiting for a trade deal with China, and then we are also had that Apple developers conference today, and that's pretty much the news for today. And then obviously we have the whole, I don't know how this affects the market, but we have the whole LA stuff going on right now, which can be concerning. Hopefully Elon for Tesla is on Trump's side as the whole LA stuff goes. So that's good news for Tesla, the Tesla bulls out there. Wearing my Tesla bull shirt. But anyway, guys, that's session number 97. If you guys want to get the rest of our sessions, you're gonna have to join the Discord. And lastly, guys, you got to get into the Discord while I have it for free. If you get in right now, you'll be a founding member. You'll get the founding member role, but that role is going to be ending here soon as we put a paywall on the Discord. So most of the channels are going to be VIP status, so you guys are going to have to buy that through our WAP membership once we do that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hit the outro.